The so-called mummy wars have been raging for the past 20 years. Women everywhere have been sold a bill of goods by their feminist sisters and mentors. Many are either lamenting the futility of being able to successfully work full-time outside the home while maintaining a healthy marriage and family life, or are defending their choice to work full-time by insisting that children do fine in round-the-clock daycare.
I wasted 10 years on feminism and woke culture. And
when did you realize that it was a lie?
Probably like a year ago.
A year ago.
That's the problem.
What made you realize?
And it's interesting. Like, I started really listening to Andrew Tate's long form content.
Yeah, nice.
And understanding truly what he meant.
Yeah.
And it really changed everything for me.
Okay.
And how I viewed men and women and relationships.
So you think the biggest lie of feminism was a lie? I guess.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Unfortunately.
What's the biggest lie that feminism sells women, in your opinion?
That women don't need a man.
There's a bigger flex to having a family rather than a high body count. Feminism in today's society is so different than it used to be. Modern feminism supports women sleeping around, not building a family, putting career before family and traditional values. It has also contributed to the mentality of women's choice. And modern feminism supports men being women and going into our locker room, sports, and spaces. That's not what feminism is. Feminism should be about being treated as equals. It should be about having the same opportunities as men. It should be about empowering a woman and letting her know that creating a family and having children is one of the most powerful things you can do. It's about having that choice where if you want to put your career first, you can. Although I am more traditional in that sense, where I think that, the man leads the family and the woman, raises the children. I still support the idea of women being able to have the opportunity to do what they want in that aspect. But we've gotten to the point where feminism today is no longer about empowering real women. It's toxic.
Walk the streets without a shirt on. I think women should have every right to do so. I mean, there is honestly no difference. It is just a set of nipples.
We support you 100%. We think more women should be like you. As a matter of fact, I think I love you. Every man agrees with you. We support you. Go for it.
The messages to women about how to have a happy life have merely served to make women miserable. Not only are they unhappier than their mothers and grandmothers ever were, but they're significantly more stressed out, much more so than men. None of this has done anything to help men and women find their way to one another either. Dating in America is all but dead, and marriage is at an all-time low. While there's more than one reason for this sad state of affairs, at the heart of it are the lies feminists have been telling for years. In this video, I'm going to go over the 4 lies in no particular order. 1. Women don't need men. It started with a seemingly comical phrase Gloria Steinem used during the height of the 1960s feminist movement. A woman needs a man like a fish needs a bicycle. It's still alive and well today, whether it's Jennifer Aniston talking about how women don't have to fiddle with a man to have that child, or Emma Watson talking about self-partnering. Over time, as women began to make their own money and take advantage of the birth control pill, they came to believe that women don't, in fact, need men. They were wrong. Biologically, women are wired to depend on men. Most women still want to be mothers, and when they do, they become vulnerable. Even today, women know instinctively that they will ultimately need a man if they want to have a family, and if they want the option of being home at all, if only for some time. Indeed, research shows that what matters most to women, even to those who are economically independent, is knowing they have a man on whom they can rely. It's the feeling of being safe and in good hands, yes, even financially, that matters most. That is what's known as hypergamy, and it is alive and well in 2023. 2. Men and women are the same, or gender is a social construct. The precise moment in history where the relationship between the sexes took a nosedive was when women began to have sex like men, casually, with no strings attached, under the guise that women are no different from men, and are thus just as capable of having casual sex. From college campuses to our nation's boardrooms, many women today have learned to pursue sex the way men often do, no commitment necessary, and they're getting burned. If there's anything that proves this in spades, it's the so-called campus rape crisis and the excesses of Me Too. If it were true that women are just like men in their ability to disentangle sex and emotion, Why would campus flings and office dalliances become a cause for the courts rather than a welcome ride? It's not just our sexuality that confirms the disparate natures of women and men. Parenting proves it in spades. Once a baby arrives, a woman's nurturing gene almost always kicks in. Providing for her child emotionally is her first instinct, which is why going back to work too soon is heart-wrenching from others. A father's reaction is different. His first instinct is to support the family financially. It is not his sole contribution, but it's first on his list. Simply put, just because men and women may both be capable of performing identical tasks, doesn't mean they want to do them with equal fervor. Desire matters. 3. The wall is a lie. The wall may be politically inconvenient, but that doesn't make it any less real. The ideal age for a woman to get pregnant is 25. Because of this, it stands to reason that men can postpone marriage longer than women can. But feminists don't tell women this. Instead, they pretend they can map out their lives with careers at the center as men do, as though they won't hit a point in which their ability to conceive will invariably clash with a career. There are a lot of videos and articles created to obscure the biological reality that it's easier for women to have babies in their 20s and early 30s. It's a blatant lie. Feminists lie to women, and in doing so, feminists get what they want, for women to reject maternal desire and instead produce in the marketplace. But everyday women do not. Indeed, after decades of following the cultural script, women can often no longer find husbands, or they can't have babies. Or if they do get married and have babies, they can't stay home with them because they mapped out a life that supported an entirely different goal. 4. A career is more meaningful than marriage and children. Of all the lies feminists tell, the idea that career success is more fulfilling than marriage and family is by far the greatest. It is almost impossible to convey the depth of this lie, for it too began in the 1960s, this time with Betty Friedan's insistence that being a wife and mother is akin to being in a comfortable concentration camp. Since that time, American women have been walloped with a steady diet of words and images that drive Friedan's argument home. Humans are pack animals. We need to feel part of the group to feel good about ourselves. Some of us are content to stand apart from the crowd, but most are not. Cultural messages matter. Since mothering is no longer revered or encouraged, women are surprised to discover how heartbreaking it is to leave their babies and return to work. They're surprised to discover that work isn't nearly as satisfying as they were led to believe. This same sense of unease is felt by single women who can't find a man to settle down with. Careers aren't fulfilling at all, it turns out, if you wind up in bed at night alone. Anyway, that's all for today on Manhood. Don't forget to smash the like and subscribe buttons, and also click on the notification bell to be the first to know when I drop a new video. If you find value in my videos, you can show your support through PayPal or Cash App. The links are in the description. See you next time. Cheers.